Stanley Williams III was born to a 17-year-old mother. Williams' father abandoned the family when he was just a year old. Williams was a product of his environment, and from a young age he could often be found on the streets of West Side Los Angeles.
Cops and the K-9 division and all that, they really wasn't doing anything in our community to make things better. From that moment on, I knew I was on my own.
According to Williams, as a child he would watch adults get drunk, abuse drugs, gamble, and engage in dogfighting. Williams stated that after the adults finished the dogfighting, they would make the children fight each other. By the age of 12, he began carrying a switchblade in order to defend himself against older street thugs. By the time he was in his early teens, Williams had gained a reputation as a ruthless street fighter.
Well, 17-year-old Stanley Williams was approached by Raymond Washington in the spring of 1971 at Washington Preparatory High School. Washington was from the east side of South Central, while Williams was from the west side of that area. A mutual friend of both young men informed Washington of Williams' toughness and his willingness to fight members of larger, more established street gangs, like the LA Brims and the Chain Gang. According to Williams' account of his initial meeting with Washington, what struck him about Washington was that besides his being incredibly muscular, Washington and his cohort were dressed similar to Williams and his clique. They formed an alliance known as the Crips, later changed to Crips. Because Williams had befriended so many clique leaders and street toughs on the west side, these leaders in turn rallied their members at Williams' behest and formed what would become the West Side Crips. The purpose for creating the gang initially was to eliminate all street gangs and create a bull force neighborhood watch. Williams said, "We started out, at least my intent was to, in a sense, address all of the so-called neighboring gangs in the area, and to put, in a sense, I thought, I can cleanse the neighborhood of all these, marauding gangs." But I was totally wrong, and eventually we morphed into the monster we were addressing. Washington himself had stated that he had found the Crips not with the intention of eliminating other gangs, but to create a force so powerful to protect local black people from racism, corruption, and brutality at the hands of the police. At the time of the Crips' initial formation, there were only 3 Crip sets: Washington's East Side Crips, Williams' West Side Crips, and the Compton Crips, led by a teenager named Mac Thomas. Washington, Williams, and Thomas went on an aggressive and violent recruitment campaign throughout the black ghettos of Los Angeles. They challenged the leaders of other gangs to one-on-one street fights. Many gang leaders and their members acquiesced and joined the Crips. The few gangs that resisted would later form the alliance known as the Bloods, and would become the Crips' fiercest rivals.
We cleared out Sportsman's Park.